Alright, in this problem, we're given f of x, g of x, and they ask us to divide the two of them. Okay? The directions also say give the domain for each. So if you're getting the domain, you might want to just either, you've memorized it, in a quick graph of the parent function, the 12 basic functions. Remember, domain is going in which direction, class? Left to right. As I move, this graph is going to include all the negative numbers on the x-axis. It'll also include all the positive numbers. So my domain is what?
Negative infinity, positive infinity.
If you graph this one, the parent function is called a? Class, what is this one called? Square root function. Now it's shifted over. If you didn't know that, you can have just use a graphing calculator. Now the hint for this one is there's two arrows. It's always going to be this. Class, are there two arrows here?
No.
So what's starting at what number? -1. It's including it, so that would be a bracket. Raise your hand if you got those. Okay, good. Now this problem asks you to divide them. So let's divide. This basically means f of x divided by g of x. Here's my yellow, yellow, yellow. What am I going to put here, class? X squared. G of x, here, here. What am I putting there? Square root of x plus 1. Okay. Now here you cannot simplify anymore. Okay, don't do something crazy like canceling out x's. Totally bad. Now you might ask, what is our domain for this problem? Well, we've been learning that you need to pick the most restrictive domain. Most restrictive domain. Class, what does the M stand for? Think of your parents. Think of your mom and dad. Or two guardians. Which one's more strict? Which one has more restrictions on you? The one on the right. This one says you can pick any number, all the negative numbers, all the positive numbers. This one says you can only pick a particular section. Okay? So this would be our most restrictive domain. Pay attention. The bracket means what? Include -1. But if you put -1 into our denominator, class, -1 plus 1. 0. Square root is 0. Anything divided by 0? Undefined. So class, can I pick -1? That's why the answer is parentheses -1 infinity. And that's our answer. Now again, if you don't understand why it's a parentheses and not a bracket, you could always just take the denominator. Are you going to set it not equal to 0?
No.
Greater than or equal to 0, or greater than 0? Partner A till partner B, and why? Those are your three choices. Sorry, I meant to only circle that. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Greater than or equal to 0.
Greater than 0. Good. Because if you said equals to, what would happen? It would turn into 0, and that's undefined. So x plus 1 is greater than 0. Subtract 1. You get x is greater than -1. Give yourself a visual. Put on a number line. Open or close circle. Which direction? How would you put that in interval notation?
-1.
That. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I've tried to explain it to you in two ways. Why does that change from a bracket to a parentheses? You can put the number in there, or you can do the domain algebraically.